Hi guys, Old School Gamer 13 here, back with another video. Now in one of my previous videos, that video being my Manhunt 2 60fps plus Russian to English language patch tutorial video, one of you guys asked me if I could put stereoscopic mode into the game, and asked me how you do it and how you remove the red filter. Now I can tell you guys how to do both of those things right now. But first of all, I just want to tell you guys what stereoscopic mode actually is. So stereoscopic mode is a mode in Manhunt 2 that gets rid of that red filter in the game that shows when you're executing people. You know that like little red flicker of light that shows up, that red filter that covers the entire screen whenever you're about to and are actively executing someone in the game? Yeah, so all that is it's basically, you know how in Manhunt 1 where you execute people and that? When you're executing people in Manhunt 1, it will show this snuff film camera sort of visual effect. It's basically Manhunt 1's take on that, but with Manhunt 2. So that's their version of it, and it's basically just a psychological, like, horror sort of visual effect to the executions. Not to censor them or anything, just to, like, make them more visual and, like, you know, add an effect to them. That's all it was doing. It's not the same as the PS2, PSP and Wii versions of Manhunt 2, where they basically took that filter and they enhanced it to the point where it censored the kills. That version was more of a grey sort of obscuring filter that covered the entire screen and basically made it really hard to see any blood whatsoever, and like made the kills like basically full on censored basically. Nah, this isn't that. The PC version is fully uncut, 100% uncensored. That red filter is not to censor the game at all. That's more of like the Manhunt 1's version of a psychological horror sort of filter to the executions, just to make the game like, you know, have a sort of effect in a way. Unlike the way they put it in the console versions, which basically was a censored version of that. But that being said, some people still find this feature kind of annoying. Some people say that the red filter obscures the execution still a little bit, and they find it gets in the way of them or makes it, like, you know, less fun to play, like, you know, more annoying, and like the filter just kind of gets in the way of it. And yeah, some people just really don't like it, and I understand what they mean, because like with the first game, understandable. With the second game, I do feel like it was kind of overdone, and it still looks kind of censored in some places, even though the gore and the animations are still fully visible. I completely understand why they might say that. Me personally, I kind of like it as well as the no filter. I find that they both have their pros and cons, but some people really just don't like it, so I'll show you how you can get rid of that right now. Now basically what stereoscopic mode does is, guys, is stereoscopic mode, when enabled, takes that red filter out entirely, unlike the first Manhunt, which didn't allow you to remove it by default at all, from my knowledge. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I've only played the console versions mainly, because the PC version has a lot of bugs to it. In Manhunt 2, you can actually remove this red filter. Stereoscopic mode removes the red filter entirely, making the executions a lot more visual and, like, you know, making a lot more like easy to see, like more visual, and just gets rid of the more obstruction, sort of like annoying in the way, like red filter, at the expense of some graphical limitations and texture limitations. So it limits some texture qualities, some graphical qualities. So that's really the annoying part about this. That's the bad part about it. Like, it will remove the red filter, but it limits that stuff. But what if I told you guys there is actually a way to add the red filter, well, take the red filter out of the game without the use of stereoscopic mode, making it so you guys can play without the red filter, without having to use stereoscopic mode, which would reduce those graphics and texture qualities? Well, yeah, I'll tell you guys how to do both right now in this video, but I'm going to show you guys how to do the stereoscopic mode first, because a lot of you guys, a lot of people don't know how to do this. I didn't when I first started playing Manhunt 2 on the PC. It's fairly simple to do, though. It's just that for people that don't know how to do it, you know, it's just hidden in plain sight. All you've got to do is make sure that you have a Manhunt 2 main application shortcut on your desktop. If you for some reason don't already have one, go into your main Manhunt 2 directory, create a desktop shortcut, and then once you're at the desktop shortcut, you just want to right click that and you want to go to properties. Once in properties, you'll see in the shortcut location something called target right here. And then in the target section, you want to go right to the end of the quotation marks here, right at the end of this text here. Once here, you want to press spacebar once. Then you want to press dash. Then you want to type in stereo. Alternatively, you can type in stereoscopic as well. I've tested both out and both work the exact same way. They both work, so it's entirely up to personal preference which one you want to use. Personally, stereo is shorter, but type in whatever you want. Okay, so once that's done, just make sure that you press spacebar once, put the dash in, and when you've typed either stereo or stereoscopic, make sure that the quotation marks which should be here are not present here as well. Do not do that, otherwise it will not work. It will only work if you do it like this. Then you want to click apply, then OK, and then that's it. You now have stereoscopic mode. If you was to run this application right now, this shortcut right here, double click it, your game will 100% be in stereoscopic mode without the red filter at all. But unfortunately, with the limitations of like graphical limitations, texture, quality limitations, stuff like that, from what I've heard. So here's what I'm going to do next. You want to right click this, rename it so that you know which is which when you create the second shortcut. Rename it to simply Manhunt 2 stereoscopic mode so you can tell the difference. It just makes it a lot easier for you guys later on. So there we have it. Manhunt 2 stereoscopic mode. That one's done for you guys. Now what I recommend you guys doing now is right clicking on this, open file location, and you want to create a second shortcut of your manhunt2.exe, your main manhunt2.exe. Just want to right click, create shortcut, and from here you want to drag and drop that shortcut directly to your desktop. And then from here you just want to right click that, rename it, and you want to simply rename this one Manhunt 2. Get rid of all this crap, whatever you have. And there you have it. That's how I got my two desktop icons on the previous Manhunt 2 modding tutorial videos that are on my channel. That's how I did it. You double click this executable and you will have the normal game with the red filter as standard. Double click this one and it will be stereoscopic mode without the red filter. Now, if you right click and open file location of absolutely any of them, I want to show you something else. This doesn't just work for the main manhunt2.exe. If you've been following my Manhunt 2 modding tutorial series up to this point, and you have the 60 FPS patch application in here, you can do the exact same thing with this as well. You can right click that, create a shortcut, drag it to your desktop, and then rename it whatever you want. And then you can do the exact same steps I showed you previously to go to the end of the text and type stereo, stereoscopic, whatever in there. And yeah, you can have a stereoscopic mode version of the 60 FPS version if you want. So it's entirely up to you. You can have it for the main game.exe application, or you can have stereoscopic mode for the 60 FPS patch version. It's up to you. Like, all you have to do is follow the same steps, type stereo or stereoscopic in the same way that I showed you, and you'll have it. And that pretty much does it for stereoscopic mode, guys. Like, you can put the shortcut in here as well if you want, like I did in my previous videos where you saw it in there. Simple as that, basically. Now that that's done, guys, I want to show you how you can have the red filter removed in the game without having to use stereoscopic mode, which will give you the full game without having the limit of graphics, texture qualities, or anything like that. You still get to keep all those qualities the same, The only thing that changes is they take the red filter out of it without the limitations of stereoscopic mode. Now, how you do this, guys, you've basically got to download a patch for this. And I'm going to show you guys how to do this right now. Okay guys, so here's the next part. You basically want to have any browser of your choice open at the ready. And what you want to type in now is no stereo mode required by Wolvinston. I've already got it saved here, but that's what you guys want to type in. And then once you do that, it should be the very top one right here. Close that one down. And then you'll see this blue download this file option. You want to click that, no stereo mode required by Wolvinston. Click the blue download file right here. And then as usual guys, as you've seen in my previous mod tutorials, you might get a bunch of pop-ups, like these weird pop-ups for ads and stuff. I don't have them right now, which is good, but if you guys get them, ignore them, because you need to find, again, this matching blue button, and it says agree and download. Click that. Yeah. And then eventually you should see this, remove red filter without stereo mode.rar. That's the exact one we want. Download. And then in a few seconds that will start to download, guys. Right, there we go. It's there. And then once that says open file, you can just exit out of that. It will be in your downloads as normal. There's no need to mess about with that. Just go into your downloads. And yeah, I'm going to delete that so you guys don't get confused. This was from a previous attempt I made. So delete. Now, this is the folder right here. This is the zip folder. What I recommend doing from here is right-clicking anywhere, creating a new folder, and rename it whatever you want. Again, I'm going to, as I always do, rename it YouTube tutorial as an example. And you want to drag and drop your zip folder into your newly created folder. This saves obviously scrambling it all about the place. You want to keep it neat and tidy, you know what I mean? So go into there. And now here's where 7-zip comes into play. Now WinRAR will work as well, but I don't recommend using WinRAR, as I've said before, because it gives you a free trial and then eventually makes you pay. Now according to my best mate, this isn't exactly the case. Apparently there's a way to bypass that with WinRAR, but I've never done it myself and I'm unfamiliar with that sort of stuff. So 7-zip's what I've always been comfortable with, because it's always been fully free, none of them pay pop-ups or anything like that. So I'll leave a link in the description for you guys for 7-zip, and also the patch that we just downloaded from the browser. I'll leave both in the description, so if you guys either can't find the patch or anything like that, I'll leave both things in the description, just to make it easier for you guys. So just right click on this, go to 7-zip or whatever it is you're using, and go to extract here, and it will extract it right there. And you'll notice there's a resource1.glg. Now I'm 100% happy to say, guys, that this patch does not conflict with any of the mods that I've walked you through so far in my Manhunt 2 mod tutorial. That includes the Manhunt 2 60 FPS plus Russian to English language patch, the modding, what is it, the beta mod tutorial that I posted, the mace mod, all of that stuff. Any of the stuff that I've shown you guys does not use resource1.glg. That is the one file that none of the stuff that I've walked you guys through yet contains. So this won't conflict with anything. So this will be compatible with everything you guys have added so far, or anything you guys have watched from me so far. So don't worry about it being incompatible or anything. You just want to right click that, click on copy, close this down, right click on your main Manhunt 2, application, open file location, and you want to go into global. If you go right down to the bottom, you'll see resource1.glg right here. You want to go to the white space around here, right click, go to paste, replace the files in the destination, and done. That's now replaced. And that's it, guys. That is literally all you had to do. That is it. And if you've done that correctly, that means that you now have the red filter removed entirely in Manhunt 2 for PC without the limitations of the stereoscopic mode. So you guys can basically go into your main file location. You can run the main executable if you want. There's no need for stereoscopic mode at this point, pretty much. You can just run the main executable and the red filter will be gone and no graphical limitations or texture limitations will be there. You can do the same with your 60 FPS patch application inside of your main game directory and the red filter will still be gone. It works for everything. It affects the entire directory pretty much. So yeah, that's basically how you guys do it. And yeah, I'm sorry about the state of my desktop, guys. I've been really busy at the moment, so I also apologize for not responding to some of you guys' comments for a while. I've only just started replying to comments again recently, but I am happy to say that I am back replying to comments again as I was before, frequently. So if you guys have a question, please ask me in the comments below. And yeah, me and Bingo Stingo, me and Bingo Stingo have basically been working on a few mods recently, which is also a reason I've been really busy. That's why my desktop's a mess. The Bully Beta Ground Stomp mod for PS2 is coming very soon still. The teaser's out for that. It is still a thing. It is still happening. Might take a few more days, up to maybe a couple of weeks more. But I can't be certain exactly when it's going to drop because of obviously how busy we are with other projects and stuff. But once it does drop, the next video will be out and the link in the description to the mod, most likely on Nexus Mods, will be in the description for you guys to download publicly. So I hope you guys do enjoy that, and I hope you guys did enjoy this video and it helped you out. Always happy to help with that sort of stuff, and if any of you guys want me to post anything else, need help with anything else, just comment and I'll eventually make it. But anyway, yeah, peace out guys, have a good one.